So it's finally time to start talking about the actual tuning part of this. Now, keep in mind that we are not using a vacuum operated power valve here. If you paid attention to the actual blow through build video, you'll notice that I ran between 68 and 86 primary and secondary jets for no reason at all. Just getting them close to what the primaries would be in a situation where you bought it out of the box. That's what it might be. That's just me guessing because of the CFM size. In a nutshell, the way a power valve works is that when there is a lack of vacuum, the power valve opens and then it lets that extra fueling from that circuit. When there is vacuum, the engine holds the power valve closed with vacuum. At least in a nutshell, that's how it works. Here we do not have a power valve or vacuum operated power valve. We do have a boost reference power valve. Now what you want to do when you're tuning this is you want to go on the highway. You want to do 70 miles an hour in overdrive. In that situation where you're going to need extra fueling when there's a lack of vacuum. So you're doing 70 miles an hour in overdrive. Maybe you want to go on a flat plane or a low incline. Basically, you want to tune where the engine's going to need more fuel. Now, what this does is it means it's going to be rich in every other situation, but at least you will not be lean where it matters. So what I did was 68. Now that equaled out to, at 70 miles an hour in overdrive of 5th gear in my L21256. That ended up being 13.8 AFR. Keep in mind this is a part where you actually have to identify what circuit you're actually cruising at. It can be the idle circuit, it can be the transition circuit, it can be on the primaries. So you have to identify where are you actually cruising and maintaining that 70 miles an hour. I wanted to see if I can lean it out more because for actually cruising on long road trips, I want it to be at least at a 14.5. Keep in mind that these circuits compound or they jump from one to the next, and you want it all to be a smooth transition. So you do have a little bit of leadway, but you don't want to lean either one too much because then you'll have a lean spot. So for me on a flat plane, I was just moving the throttle and trying to decide, hey, how do I maintain speed? And 14.5 ended up being what my 66 primary jet would be. So I left it at 66 and that was it. On a flat plane, 14.5 overdrive, 66 was the magic number for me, and that's what I'm going to leave it at. 86, this is a part where we start working on wide open throttle. Now I'm never going to hit wide open throttle in 5th gear. So go to the track, somewhere safe. I chose to do it in 4th gear, and 86 ended up just being too much for this thing. It would rich misfire, and I would get an AFR of 9.88. Following the rule of 2 jet sizes equals half a point, I took out 7 jet sizes, and that put me anywhere between 11.8 and 12.2. Now this is good for me, but rule of thumb is you want to tune correctly. Now you want to tune running the highest octane you can get at the pump, the correct ignition timing where the engine wants to make power. Obviously, adding more timing does not always equal more power. It's the correct timing. So if you have the correct timing, run 93 octane, and hell, if you have to run race gas, run race gas. For me, it's one of those situations where you got to do as I say, not as I do. For me though, this is the risk that I'm running. I'm doing pump gas 87 octane, 5 psi of boost, and I'm only running 10 degrees of ignition timing at 3200 RPM. That's when the actual boost comes in. So that's fine with me. Back when I had the 750, I was running, the engine wanted 74 primaries and it wanted about 89 or 93 in the rears, and it was happy with that, but I was running 10 degrees still, a 10 psi boost. It had a turbo 350, and I was always putting 93 octane on that. But in this situation where it's only 5 psi and I have a manual, this is the risk that I'm taking. So 87 octane, 5 psi of boost, and 10 degrees of ignition timing, and I don't sense any knock, I don't sense any ping, I don't sense anything else, anything damaging. Obviously, these engines do have knock sensors. Of course, I neglected to wire that up, but 10 degrees again. That's what I'm running. So I switched it to 79, and 11.8 12.2 is perfectly fine for me. It's such a low amount of boost. That was the correct amount for me that I decided, you know what, I don't really want to. But again, it's whatever the engine really wants. So there's ways of determining that. For example, going to the track and either adding or removing jetting until you get faster and faster timing, or until it's not going any faster, and then you revert to the last good jet size that you had. But that's just it. There's a bunch of different ways of doing this. If you got the correct size CFM carburetor for your setup, then you may not even have to mess with any of the part throttle stuff. Even when I had this rich tune, all the in-betweens were working just fine. Cruising was fine. Part throttle boosting was fine. At part throttle, I only wanted between 13.5 and 12.5 of boost of AFR when I was actually running it. But again, it's just one of those things where you really gotta give the engine what it wants. Of course, keep in mind I'm not a professional here, so all this information could very much be wrong. I did run this set of fundamental rules in my last build, and that lasted about 3 years until I started having fuel pump issues, carburetor issues. I ended up having to redo my whole fuel system just to run it the way it is running now. It has a gnarly exhaust leak, so I still gotta fix that. It's just a big work in progress. But as far as it just running and driving it, like I could drive it to the store, drive it to a friend's house. I'm perfectly comfortable where it's at now. So it really all depends on what you want for your setup as well. So these rules are pretty easy to follow, and they work. It's nothing too complicated. Again, if you want a real expert's opinion, someone that's done the legwork, go to the Night Ranchers YouTube channel. You'll have better information relayed to you. Anyways, good luck.